Alright, so here we go again. I'm back with you with another video. Today's topic is going to be on a very touchy topic. Alright. Again, why I'm doing this topic is because I want to see where people stand, what they think about this particular topic. Okay, so today the Supreme Court is supposed to be ruling on the end of the Daca program, right? So I want to know where you stand. Me, I'm in the middle, right? I'm in the middle because I can understand some of these people came here as children, right? Maybe the parents dropped them off with another sibling or with another family or whatever, and now they're all grown up and they're potentially going to get deported even though they came here as young children. So I don't know how I feel about that. The reason why I don't know how I feel about that is because I'm against illegal immigration. Right? You know, I don't like illegal immigration because they're skipping in line. People who've waited in line to get into this country. Right? So I'm against illegal immigration. But these children didn't have a say. But I will say this. I wish they would stop blaming the president for what's happening. I understand that he wants to end the program, and it is his right to do so. The same way that it was the right of the president before him to sign the executive order saying that it was okay for a DACA program, right? He was basically giving citizenship to all these people, or temporary citizenship to all these people, using executive order. Right? Well, Donald Trump has the right to end that program just as much as the other president had the right to start it. Now, do I feel bad for some of the people that are on the DACA program? Yeah, I do feel bad for some of them. Some of them are coming up and they're doing really well for themselves. They're contributing to this country. Right? They want to be here. They want to fight for us and fight with us because this is the only country that they know. And so I do feel bad for them. Do I think all of them should be deported? Probably not, just because, you know, if they're already contributing, let them continue to contribute. Right? But like I said, I'm against illegal immigration. You know, if we don't make a stand against it, what's to stop future generations from doing the exact same thing that they did to the generation before? You know, having these kids and then dumping them in the United States and letting the United States raise them. I know a lot of these people are saying, you know, my mother brought me here for a better life. My father brought me here for a better life. And that may be true. But why would you try to make us feel bad for your parents' decision and for the decision of all the Congress people before now? You know, they had plenty of times that they could have fixed the immigration system to where it wouldn't take so long to do. Right? Congress could have fixed all kinds of different problems that is going on with immigration. And did you know, I don't know exactly which month it was, or if it was last year or whatever, I do remember that Donald Trump had told Pelosi and all of them that says, give me better immigration laws, right? And do away with chain migrations, and make some adjustments to the asylum claims. And I would give all DACA recipients citizenship in exchange, right? Because he wanted to build the wall. He wanted to stop the illegal chain migrations and stop all the asylum claims for people who weren't really seeking asylum. Now, to me, that seemed like a very, very fair deal, right? I wouldn't say that it was a perfect deal, but it was a deal that could be made, right? The Democrats could have said, yeah, I really don't like it, but these 700,000 people that you say are on DACA possibly could have become citizens under that agreement. It would have made it a little difficult for other peoples to come in here later on, but the people that are already here would have had a fighting chance of becoming citizens. And you had an opportunity to do so, right? So to be honest, I think that a lot of your frustrations, all the people in DACA, your frustration should be at the very people you're standing on stage with. Not the man that's ending the program, but the people that had the opportunity to help you. You know, like I say, I do feel bad. And this may rub a lot of people the wrong way with what I'm saying as far as being in the middle, right? Because people on the right are going to say, F them, and the people on the left might be like, oh, you got to let them in, this and that. So I don't know, right? Because you have to remember, though, the taxpayers have the right to choose what kind of laws and what kind of programs we have in this country. Because we work hard for our money, and when the government goes up there and spends our money or makes certain laws for us, we want to make sure that it benefits us in the best way. You may ask me, what is the benefit of sending all these people back? Well, it may discourage future generations from just dumping their children in this country, right? It may discourage it to the point where we are no longer having to worry about immigrants dangerously sending their children here with no real idea if they will be protected or not, right? Not only that, it would save us money in programs, right? So the different programs that we have to help undocumented people in this country. But what are the benefits of keeping some of them here? Some of these people are here to live the best American life that they can live, right? They're going to school. Some of them went to college. Some of them are working and paying taxes like the rest of us because they have they're okay to do so. So they are contributing. So at the same time, we have to ask the question of, if we do away with it, would we then go and vet the 700,000 people that are on the DACA program, right? Because I do know that Donald Trump wants to go with the merit system, right? What can you bring to the country? Now, if there are people that are in the DACA program already contributing, they're already law-abiding citizens, and they haven't done anything wrong other than been brought here as a child, Now, if you go through that and you say, well, you all can stay, but all the ones who are out committing crimes and stuff like that, you have to go. Right? Now, we would lose a few people, but at least we got to vet them. Now, I don't know really what to think too much about it. I do know that Donald Trump, I seen a post that said Donald Trump tells Supreme Court if they rule in the landmark that he'd find a way for the Daca residents to stay. I think he has a plan for them to stay all together. I think he has different deals that he's written up for himself on how he wanted to handle the Daca situation and still get what he wants. Right? Because you see, he tried to leverage it once with immigration reform and stuff like that, and the Democrats didn't want to play ball. Now, I don't know what the landmark thing they're talking about is about. I am going to have to go and look into that because I don't know what that's about. Right? Maybe it's about people destroying landmarks, taking up statues and stuff like that. Maybe that's what that's about. I'm not quite sure. Right? Now, he can use this as a leveraging tool. Right? So, the Supreme Court, they may or may not rule against it. More than likely, they'll probably rule against it. Because there is a lot of backing behind it. But if they rule against it, Donald Trump will just find another way to use it to try to leverage some more stuff out of the Democrats because they don't want to play ball. The Democrats don't want to play ball to the point where it sucks that you have to use people's lives or people as leverage. And it sucks that has to happen. But sometimes it does have to happen. Because if you really truly care about the people, right, you're willing to do whatever it takes to better the people. Now, like I said, the Democrats had a chance. They had a chance to end this whole DACA argument. Chuck Schumer was on live earlier. I was watching it live before I got off of work to do this video and go home. But he was on live. Anything this man says, it aggravates me. Because I feel like he's a condescending and he's full of shit. See, he thinks he's got Donald Trump by the balls. Him and Pelosi and them. But you have to understand, Donald Trump doesn't care about all that. Donald Trump is not a politician, and he will not play these politician games with you. Because if he starts playing politics, you'll see things like, ending programs. And you'll see things like, him doing things that will make you question sometimes what he's actually up to. Right? But that's to keep them on their toes. Because Pelosi and Schumer and all them, they're so cocky with their shit. They think they got it in the bag. See, regardless of what happens today with the Supreme Court, and regardless of a lot of the different things that are going on with the impeachment and stuff like that, I'm voting for this man. He's got my vote. And like I say, I don't know where I stand. I feel bad for these people. I really do. They didn't ask to get brought here. The same way that I wasn't asked to be born. We don't ask for these things. We just deal with what we have. We got dealt some cards and we're trying to play them. See, I'm a citizen of the United States. And my goal is to look out for the best interests of myself and this country. Right? And so it kind of tears me apart to think about it, because I just want to see how this all plays out. How can we control immigration, stop this child dumping that is going on, while at the same time protecting the very people who got dumped here and turning them into the citizens that we need here in the United States? There are people who are born here who don't try to do anything to better themselves or the people around them, who can't wait to fight every fight that comes across their path. Right? Can't wait for another movement to get involved in. Right? But yet we have these other people who weren't born here, who are willing to stand up and fight for this country, while you're sitting back saying F this country. And that's what tears me apart. We have U.S. citizens, right, who want to see the demise of this country. And we have some here who wasn't born here, who's willing to fight harder for this country than you are. And that is just crazy to me. That is very crazy to me. These people, some of them are smart. Some of them are becoming very successful people. And some of them are becoming criminals. Because that's how life is. You know, we were all born on an even playing field. Right? None of us could walk. None of us could talk. We all had to learn these things. And in the process of learning these things, some of us go left, some of us go right. Some of us get in trouble, and some of us become really big success. I myself, as a U.S. citizen, have dabbled in my own criminal activities that I've done as I grew. Right? And so I know what it's like to commit crimes at a young age and then turn around and become, a more stable-minded person. And so at the same time, these kids that weren't born here, they might have took some of the same paths, done some stupid stuff. Now they're mature, becoming young adults, right? But what should we do as a nation? What should we do to fix this? We are all good people here. At least we try to be. But when politics puts these people in the middle, between the left and the right, there's casualties that comes along with it. I never really was into politics like that, right? And when Obama signed for the Daca stuff, I didn't care then. Didn't know much about it. And I still don't know much about it. But these Democrats are exploiting the situation. Do you really think they care? Because I don't think they care. You know why everyone's having a hard time in the Supreme Court and on the side of the right? It's because they don't want to have to do this. But The Democrats don't care about anybody. They only care about themselves. And I hate to see that all these DACA people have teamed up with the left. And to be honest, I think they would probably have made more progress if they would have tried to connect with the right. If they would have just reached out to them and tried to work with them to find something out. Because the left is going to pin everyone against each other because that's what they do. It's all about how you look. They pin the blacks against the whites against the Mexicans. That's what they do. Have you ever noticed they never try to turn the blacks against the Mexicans? But they're quick to say how racist a white person is to a Mexican. Have you ever seen how quick they turn the white against the black and the black against the white? It's a game to them. You know, and Donald Trump's tired of playing games. And so are the United States citizens. As much as we feel for you, a lot of us don't know where we stand. Because if we don't put our foot down, more and more of this will happen. More and more children will be dropped off in this country without the adequate supervision, without the means to take care of themselves. What are we supposed to do? Right? What do you think we should do? Grant access to everyone? Open the border? I'd never open the border. Only way I'm opening the border is if we own Mexico. But then again, we're going to need a walking border, because as we start to clear off certain areas, we'll box off a section and we'll just keep working our way down that thing. But buying Mexico and taking ownership of Mexico would be the only way that I would have an open border. And then we could turn all Mexicans into United States citizens if that's what y'all want it to be. Right? But I don't know. You know, I don't want this video to be too long, but this is a very important topic. These are people's lives that we're talking about. And I've already said before and now, a couple minutes earlier, that I am against illegal immigration. I'm against it. And I understand what if there ever became a time where I would have to cross a border to go to another country because of something going on in my country. Well, I would only hope that it never got to that point. Well, I'd worry about that when I cross that bridge. But for now, we have to sit here and discuss this. See, if you were talking to me in the same way that I'm talking to you, in this calm, rational thought process between us two, agreeing to disagree, but yet able to have this conversation, we can actually make more of a difference and more of a change than all the noise you make in front of the camera. See, I don't have a voice for you. See, you can't talk to the people through me. Right? So you always want to go out to the people who can. It just sucks that the people that you went to are the very people who are taking advantage of you. If they really wanted to fix the problem, they could fix the problem. You know, they've proven that they won't do anything to better you or the United States citizens. All they care about is getting Trump out of office. All they care about is pushing their socialist ideas. All they care about is making sure that Americans are still doing their abortions. Let's take a minute to think about that. Let's really think about where their priorities are. Are we going to have to wait to 2020 before we actually start seeing some laws that will help anybody? We have to wait until 2020 when we can get these Democrats out of office. And I'm not saying all Democrats are bad. There are some Democrats that are willing to work on both sides of the fence. Because sometimes you have to have an opposite opinion in order to get things done. You know, the best things that we have are the things where we found the middle. This is just another thing that we're going to have to get through as a society before we can get to the middle. So if it doesn't rule in your favor and people start getting deported, I'm sorry. That's just how it is. If it rules against Trump, the Democrats are going to rub it in his face. They're going to make a big spectacle of it. And they'll just try to make it look like Donald Trump is just the worst president in the world and that the Democrats are the ones fighting for you. They're not fighting for you. They're fighting for themselves. And I wish y'all could see that. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you want to talk to me, feel free. I'll read your comments. But I'll probably get a lot of dislikes. Probably get a couple of likes. I don't know. We'll see. But that's not what this conversation's about. This conversation is because I want to know where you stand. I want to know what you think. Because it seems like the only people who really care about the people are the people. Right? Too many times have we put our lives in the hands of politicians to figure out for us something that we could have figured out for ourselves. But I'm just going to go ahead and end this here. Alright? Pretty depressing. I don't know. I just want to see a solution to an ever-growing problem. People's lives are at risk. This country is at risk. And we can all end up losing. But for now, I'll see y'all next time.